I'm in my late 20s. My salary shortly after graduation was about $100,000 per year and is currently about $140,000 per year in a technology field in a tech hub. Mom is late 50s. Her annual salary is about $40,000 per year, and she works in retail management and as a health coach. My stepdad's salary is higher, but I'm not sure what it is. I graduated college in 2017 with roughly $60,000 of student loan debt, then did a one-year master's in 2018 that cost $40,000. The highest interest rate here was about 6%, and the lowest was about 3%. Shortly after I graduated, my mother forwarded me an email and asked if I also got it. It was an email asking her to pay $40,000 in Parent Plus loans with interest rates ranging from 8% to 9%. After a panic attack, I called her and politely told her that because she took these loans out without ever mentioning them to me or giving me alternative options, that I would not be paying them off. Our relationship has generally been pretty good, although she occasionally guilt-trips me about not taking over the loans. A few months ago, my mother and stepfather decided to move to Florida to be closer to family. She successfully convinced him to quit his job so he could retire, and she planned on supporting both of them with a single income. After selling the house and getting a good deal on a local apartment, my mother and I had the following conversation about 2 weeks ago in the middle of an otherwise pleasant conversation. Mom, how are the student loans going? Me, I'm almost done paying mine off. I've been taking advantage of the forbearance and put most of the money in an account to collect interest until it ends. Mom, great, then you can take over my loans. I can't afford to pay them off while supporting 2 people, and we didn't get as much as we expected when we sold the house. We'll discuss the details when you get back from vacation. Me, froze up because this came out of nowhere. After my vacation, my mother forwarded me the details and again asked me to take over her Parent Plus loans, and again I told her I wouldn't be doing that because she took them out without ever informing me about them. She insists that I should take them over because they were for my education. And as stated at the beginning, I also make about 3 times her salary. We're supposed to talk soon. Would I be the idiot if I don't take over my mother's Parent Plus loan? I think I could be the AH because my salary is higher than hers. And this is for my education, but she could be the AH because she took out this loan with a high interest rate, hid it from me until I graduated, and didn't tell me she expected me to take them over. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. You're the idiot. But for your education, your mother would owe nothing. Parent Plus loans are loans to cover a child's education. And you do know that she took the loans out for you, because when you get the payout for your loans, it shows exactly where each portion of the finances came from. I know this from having taken out several Parent Plus loans for my kids over the years. Additionally, the reason for the Parent Plus loan is because you weren't eligible for more financial assistance. If you were, she wouldn't have needed to take out the PPL. Lastly, the reason you can make your high-paying $100,000 per year salary is because your mother took out that $40,000 in loans on your behalf. Had she not, you would have had to figure out some other way to come up with $40,000 to pay off your undergraduate tuition each semester. This is not your mother's debt to carry, it's yours. Comment 2. There's no way you didn't know your mom took out $40,000 in loans for your education. At some point in time, you had to have known how much your tuition was. You knew how much you took out in loans. It would be obvious that there was probably a $10,000 difference for each year of undergrad. Is it your responsibility to pay them off? No. It is a parent loan after all, but I can't imagine saying no to my own mom asking me for financial assistance if I was comfortably in a position to provide it. So overall, everyone sucks here with a side of YTA. Comment 3. You had to fill out the FAFSA, which means the system told you how much you would get in grants, direct loans, and Parent Plus loans. You may have conveniently forgotten, but you knew. Everyone sucks here. You for feigning ignorance and absolving yourself of any responsibility. Your mother for not making sure everyone was on the same page up front. I've been through this, so I know the process. My offspring and I had discussions from the start on which loans they would pay and which ones I would pay. Now for the next story. So a little backstory, I suffer from agoraphobia and haven't left the house in over a decade. The home we live in is a 1-bedroom apartment and it's in his name. I have a dog and together we have a cat. We have permission to have both pets here because I gave up my place and because of my agoraphobia. He wants me to keep both pets, and he said I can keep the place while he finds somewhere new. Unfortunately, we still have to share the bed because the sofas are too small to sleep on, and we have nothing else for either of us to use. Now, though, he has come to me to tell me he's bringing this new woman he's dating back here tomorrow to watch a movie in the bedroom, while I stay, I assume quietly and out of sight, in the living room. This whole thing makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. And I've told him this, but he just says but this and but that, because he doesn't want to imagine if it was the other way around. All I can think about is this stranger in my home, lying on my side of the bed, and it's stressing me out. Not to mention, if they end up doing more than watching a movie, how am I supposed to sleep in the bed then? Am I being unreasonable? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot, but you're so agoraphobic you haven't left the house in 10 years. Honestly, that is beyond agoraphobia. And that is the point where you should literally check yourself into a mental hospital. That is not meant to be an insult in any way. I legitimately mean that I'm concerned for your well-being, especially when your ex finally decides to actually move out. What are you going to do then? While you can get a work-from-home job and have shopping delivered, you still need to go to the doctor, get exercise, and eventually you will likely have to move when the rent goes up past what you can afford. Please take care of yourself before it gets too late. Comment 2. There is no reason you should be living with your ex in an apartment that's under his name, and he isn't dating you so he can bring anyone he wants over. Although that's kind of weird on his end because you live there, but you need to get your own place. Putting pets on a new lease is not that hard. I'd seek medical help for your condition because not leaving for over 10 years is a huge problem. You're the idiot. Comment 3. I guess not the idiot for not wanting to basically third wheel your ex's date in your bedroom. Can he not go to her place? Also, that whole living situation sounds like a recipe for disaster. I know finding a new place isn't easy, but living with your ex and sharing a bed isn't sustainable. At the very minimum, get a cheap air mattress or something for the living room until one of you can move out. Now for the next story. My sister, brother-in-law, and nephew, 12-year-old, are staying with me because they have home renovation going on right now. She asked me to put away my unalive mystery novels, Hercule Poirot, so that my nephew wouldn't get to them. I put the books in a drawer, but my nephew found them one day when he was exploring my desk and the drawers. I came home from work to find my sister scolding him for reading something she said he's too young for, and then she said I should just take all the books with me to work. I just stared at her and told her, if you want to prevent him from reading something, you can do it. But it's your job. You do it yourself. My brother-in-law said I should have just apologized and agreed to do it so that it would be over instead of aggravating her with my reply. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Soft not the idiot. It's bad manners in my culture to go through drawers in a room that doesn't belong to you / is common space in your own home, let alone someone else's home. We are taught this before we go to someone's home for the first time, so usually 4, 5. 12 is definitely way too old to excuse this kind of behavior. I don't know if this is universally true, though. Also, they shouldn't inconvenience you further when you're doing them a favor, not the other way around. Lugging books to work is heavy and tiring. Comment 2. Not the idiot. I started reading my mother's unalive mystery books, Kathy Reich's books, which are fairly graphic, when I was 8. I loved them. My school did not. They sent a letter home advising my mother to monitor my reading material. She ignored it and told me I could read whatever I liked. Your sister should do as my mother did and allow her son to read your books. He's 12. He can handle it. Comment 3. Not the idiot. I was expecting this to be about erotica or something that is actually inappropriate for a young kid, but she's asking you to remove Agatha Christie books from your home so her 12-year-old doesn't read them? He's 12, and it's Agatha Christie. They are age-appropriate books. Now for the next story. So to start, I moved to the East Coast from the West Coast in 2018. Most of my family lives on the West Coast. I can't afford to go back, so I get to see them every couple years when they're able to come here to visit. I am pretty isolated. Not many friends and no family. My sister had a trip planned to visit my daughter, and I set up in April. I hadn't seen her since July of 2022, and before that, 2018. She had planned to stay at my apartment with my daughter and I. We were going to do face masks, watch movies, eat junk food, do what we did as kids. Aside from seeing my sister, my daughter and I look forward to her visits because she takes us to do stuff we can't afford to do on our own. We get to have a lot of fun. I'm a low-income mom. Times are tough. My sister is doing well. Quality time with her was something I really looked forward to. Well, come one day before her departure, she decided to tell me her new boyfriend of 1 month is coming with her. He arrives the day after her. They'll stay at a hotel, sightsee, do whatever they want to do. She will see me when she has time. The trip was supposed to be about family, and now it's just a romantic getaway for her and her man that she can see anytime she wants at home. She sees me once a year. Today we were out trying to have a nice day, the one day I get to go out and have some fun. My sister is rushing both my daughter and I all day, looking at her watch, constantly fidgeting. I'm asking what's wrong. She says she has to go pick up her boyfriend at the airport so she can take him to the hotel. I ask, why can't he just get there himself? I really don't want to be rushed all day. I had a feeling that this trip wasn't about family after all. She lost her absolute mind, told me to shut the frick up, that I am selfish and can't think of anybody but myself. Am I the idiot for being pissed off that she dropped this on me at the very last minute? Do I have a right to feel angry about this? Am I just a selfish person for expecting the week with my sister? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Yes, your sister should have given you more notice. Given your reaction, I can understand why she didn't, though. However, aside from seeing my sister, my daughter and I look forward to her visits because she takes us to do stuff we can't afford to do on our own. Today, we were out trying to have a nice day. The one day I get to go out and have some fun. Tilda. This is what puts you in the everyone sucks here boat, along with your sister and her boyfriend. Tilda. I suspect that your sister would be more than happy to include you in more of the time that she and her boyfriend will be there if she wasn't your personal ATM, and if you were more understanding about considering her needs as well as your own. This is your opportunity to show some interest in her life, get to know her boyfriend. Let your sister know that you aren't just using her when she comes to visit. It would serve you well to make an effort. Offer to have them over for dinner at your house, shore up a relationship with your sister that is a more balanced give and take. Good luck. Edit. I read her comments. I was mistaken. This is a you're the idiot situation. Comment 2. I was on the fence until I read your additional comments, but now I feel like you're the idiot. It really seems like you were most concerned about your sister providing experiences for your daughter that you aren't able to. Just because she's done so in the past doesn't mean that should be her responsibility from here on out. Also, your comment about her being bankrolled by her sugar daddies is really low. You didn't seem to have a problem with the source of her money when you felt she was spending enough of it on you and your daughter. Now that you feel financially slighted, you're being critical of her. You really just come across as ungrateful and jealous in your additional posts. Comment 3. Nah. Particularly if she has limited vacation time, she gets to choose how she wants to spend it. In your place, I'd be very hurt too. But that's something to communicate your feelings to her about, not get angry at her about. Edit following your comment that you two decided it was better she didn't come visit. You're the idiot. What in the world? You'd rather not see your sister because she won't fulfill exactly what you want from the visit? So what? Are you asking her to send a check instead? Did you want to be even more isolated? If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day!